The idea of a divine mother is a hotly debated topic in many religious circles, with some Christians even declaring it as a dangerous doctrine. A significant part of the criticism comes from the book of Jeremiah in the Bible. In chapter 7, Jeremiah conveys the Lord's anger because the people were offering sacrifices to the Queen of Heaven. Later, in chapter 44, the people of Judah rebel and argue back to Jeremiah, insisting that their lives were better when they made sacrifices to the Queen of Heaven. They claim that she had always been worshipped in Judea, and they planned to return to these practices, believing it was the source of their previous well-being. Interestingly, the debate wasn't about her existence, but whether she should be sacrificed to. Given this context, as we've done with other contested topics, we now turn to see what God has written in the stars to literally shed some light on the matter. When you turn your gaze skyward, you'll find the constellations visible from both the northern and the southern hemispheres, including those through which the sun travels yearly, is called the Zodiac. Among the 12 zodiac constellations, 4 are known as the cardinals, and these rulers are depicted as family members. Aries, the first, represents the son of the zodiac, while its opposite, Libra, represents his partner or wife, balancing each other on opposite sides of the sky. Similarly, 90 degrees away in both directions are Capricorn, the father of the zodiac, and Cancer, known as the mother of the zodiac. In the heavens above, both the father and the mother are equally represented, as it can also be argued that they hold our cosmic wheel in balance. Let's delve deeper beyond the basic zodiacs as we search for more insight. The zodiac itself seems to carry many themes connected to our experiences here on Earth. If you reflect on the constellations below the zodiacal plane, you'll find signs that relate more to the underworld, symbolizing being lost at sea, with imagery of sea monsters, boats, and altars of sacrifice. However, if you turn your attention to the highest heavens, you'll discover stories of the heavenly realms. One notable example is the North Star, which some refer to as the throne of God, since from Earth's perspective, everything seems to revolve around this point. Nearby the North Star, which holds the highest position in the heavens, there are 2 constellations named Cepheus and Cassiopeia, representing a king and a queen. While the Greeks have mythological stories associated with these constellations, we don't delve into them in this episode. At the core of what is depicted in the sky, a king and a queen are enthroned near the highest point, ruling the heavens. From a Judeo-Christian perspective, where God is believed to be the Most High and creator of the heavens, the depiction of a king and a queen in the sky seem to suggest that God has a queen by his side. This also may be reflected in the Old Hebrew word for God, Elohim, which is the most frequent used term for God in the Old Testament, and in its plural form, even though it is generally translated as God in most of our Bibles. Furthermore, in exploring this concept, we should consider some of the Catholic Church's traditions regarding the Virgin Mary, as it seems that God found the concept of the Virgin significant enough to include it in the stars. Catholics seem to almost deify the Virgin Mary. They believe in the Immaculate Conception, which means Mary was conceived without original sin, and maintain that she remained a virgin throughout her life. According to tradition, Mary never had marital relations after giving birth to Jesus. If apocryphal accounts are accurate, Joseph, her guardian, was an older widower, which might explain his absence during Jesus' adult life and aligns with biblical accounts. They believe that sometime after Jesus ascended to heaven, the Holy Virgin also made her own ascent to the heavenly realms. In fact, to this day, nobody has a legitimate claim on the bones or remains of the Virgin Mary. Moreover, she is given the title Mother of God, from the Greek word Theotokos. This raises the question, is the Mother of God a goddess? Do the stars reveal anything about this? If we were to search through modern constellations, the answer would be no. However, if we explore ancient, less known star constellations, the answer is yes. The ancient Egyptians recognize a constellation known as the Infant Prince, which is preserved today alongside the Dendera zodiac. housed in a museum in France. This constellation depicts the goddess Isis sitting on her throne, holding her infant son Horus. If viewed through a Christian lens, these stars could be seen as representing the Virgin Mary holding the Christ child. This is the thing about symbolism. In the context of the stars, the zodiac placements are often seen as connected to the events on the Earth, as they are visible from all angles of this planet. However, constellations like the Infant Prince, which are seen in the northern hemisphere, are considered symbols of things that happen in the higher heavens. Therefore, the Infant Prince represents what exists in the high heavens, a mother god and her son. The positioning of Virgo directly below this constellation suggests that this goddess condescended to the earthly plane as a virgin with her son, as Virgo sits directly beneath the Infant Prince in the sky. Throughout history, there has been a stronger emphasis on the male gender than the female. Men's names appear more frequently in Scripture, and their stories are more often told, leading to the projection of God as a predominantly masculine figure. However, if we let the stars that God created speak, the stories they reveal seem to present a more balanced view of masculinity and femininity. May we all be blessed with greater harmony and balance in our lives.